So, people, Arsenal nil, Bayern Munich 1, go crashing out of the Champions League tonight with a whimper, really. Um, didn't really do enough to win the game at all. First half wasn't too bad. I thought we defended quite well, created a few half chances, but just couldn't find that final pass. Martinelli had a decent chance on his left foot from Odegaard um, that he hit straight at the goalkeeper. It was another time Declan Rice won the ball back. Odegaard didn't quite pick out the right pass, but second half, man, honestly, and listen, you know my opinions about the manager, but as a fan base, we deserve more than that second half. No shots on target in the second half. And if any situation in the game summed up that performance, Arsenal win a free kick 30 yards out with 30 seconds to go. Saka tries to take it quickly. Ben White's under pressure. His cross gets blocked, goes out for a corner. And then Saka goes over to take the corner. We've loaded up the penalty area. Even David Raya's come up for it. And Saka's corner hits the first defender. He heads it away and the referee blows the full-time whistle. So you didn't even give us an opportunity to try and convert it. Whether we would have or not, maybe not, especially the way we've been playing. But that just summed up everything for me. That second half, listen, you can lose games of football. It can happen to anybody. That's the reality. Maybe Bayern Munich are a better team than Arsenal. Fine, sometimes you have to accept that. But can Arsenal fans really sit there watching that second half and say, do you know what? The team put up a fight. They pressed. They tackled. They ran at people. They took shots. They gave everything. They laid on the pitch at the end of the game because they were exhausted. I didn't feel like that. I felt that was an underwhelming, immature second half performance where we didn't know how to change the game. We didn't have a plan B. The substitutions made no impact. Thomas Partey comes on last week against Bayern Munich. He wasn't great, but he played the through ball that led to Saka, where he nearly won the penalty at the end. Aston Villa doesn't play a minute. And then today, he doesn't play a minute. Yet we've waited 6 months to get this guy back from injury. He's played a few games and we don't bring him on. What has Smith Rowe done to this manager? A few seasons ago, he was part of the reason that saved Arteta's job, scoring 10 goals from midfield. Again, doesn't get off the bench. Fabio Vieira, you're signing £35 million. A lot of us still asking the question, why did we sign him? And you don't bring him on. Everybody knows Havertz in midfield doesn't work. It does not work. Even up front in recent games, it hasn't worked. And you move him from attack to midfield. And again, he has no effect there. You know, what would have been the harm throwing Smith Rowe or Vieira in there or putting Partey on? And I just think Bayern Munich won't have an easier second half than that. They strolled through the game. Neuer was doing Cruyff turns, pinging passes with his left foot. And it's just like, is that all we've got, lads? Come on, I know we can lose to Bayern in the Allianz. They're a very good football team. Kane and Sané and Musiala, Goretzka, they're quality players, Kimmich. But we just rolled over and let them tickle our bellies. Not one shot on target in the second half. Not one. Not a long range shot. Not a cross where someone got their head on it. Nothing. We could have played for another 5 days. We wouldn't have scored. We never looked like scoring. We're supposed to be in a Champions League quarter final on a level pegging. There were people before the game saying, if you do a mixed 11, there'll be 8 or 9 Arsenal players in it. I don't think so. I don't think they will. And I'm looking at some of the so-called bigger players in the team tonight with disappointment. Saka, underwhelming, didn't do anything. We thought, no Alphonso Davies, he'll cause problems. He went past the fullback in the first 5 minutes. He didn't really go past him for the rest of the game. Martinelli spent most of the game defending, trying to help Tomiyasu against Sané, because Sané had him on skates. He was doing the splits. He had him twisting and turning. Martinelli did good defensive work going forward. He didn't get the ball much. He struggled. Havertz was non-existent. I think his purple patch has come to an end. He had a good scoring run, couple of assists, but overall, I think Havertz's been a very disappointing, underwhelming signing. You know, in midfield, it's been terrible. Up front, he's had a little spell, but it hasn't been enough. And in the biggest games, Bayern home and away, Man City away, you know, Havertz has been locked down. And the fact that Eric Dyer got man of the match tonight. A player, former Tottenham player. Tottenham were not even benching him. They couldn't wait to get rid of him. This guy gets man of the match against Arsenal in defence. You know, a player that we laugh at when he played at Tottenham. We didn't cause him any problems whatsoever. And tactically, we just looked like we'd ran out of steam. And this is always my concern with Arsenal. I think we drew to Bayern last week and it put us under a lot of pressure. And maybe we missed the opportunity to win and go through there. And then the Aston Villa results turned up. And all of a sudden, within 7 days, we're out of the Champions League. We're hanging on by a thread in the Premier League. We dashed away the Carabao and the FA Cup once again, as we tend to do every year. And we're heading for a trophyless season. Now, the players have to get their heads up and try and win 6 out of 6 in the Prem and hope Man City drop points. But it's looking ominous. It's looking ominous, man. A lot of our big players are now out of form and struggling and fading. April has come round again 2 years ago. Should have got top 4. Crumbled in April. Last year, 8 points clear. Could have won the league. Crumbled in April. This year, could have won the league. Crumbled in April. It's a pattern that continues to emerge. And my issues with the manager is that I don't see it improving with him. I think he might have reached his ceiling. Now, people have to understand, I'm not sitting here saying he's a terrible manager. He's improved the club. We've got a good team. But we need to go to the next level. And the next level is, can we win the league? Can we win the Champions League? Not. Can we be in the race and then fade away in April when it really gets to crunch time? That's when you see what a team's made of. We've seen teams in the past have a good season and then crumble in March and April. And we continue to do that. And that is a mentality problem. We don't have enough winners. And the manager is still learning himself to become a winner. I think it's a group of Edu is learning to be that sporting director. Arteta's learning to be a manager. And a lot of our players are learning to try and win trophies. Collectively, that inexperience holds us back and stops us from getting over the finish line. And it's disappointing. And it's a flat feeling now. It's very difficult, I think, as a fan to motivate yourself for the last 6 games. We'll try. All of a sudden, the Wolves game looks like a nightmare. If you beat Bayern, you go to Wolves, you think, yeah, we roll them. Now I'm going, Wolves away, Chelsea at home, Tottenham away, on the back of being knocked out by Bayern, on the back of losing to Villa. Have they got the minerals to do it? I mean, Man City lost to Madrid, but it doesn't affect us. And the frustrating thing is, I think Madrid will roll Bayern Munich, but that's got nothing to do with us. Another trophyless season. I'm not saying a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup fixes the disappointment of the league, but sometimes I think you've got to walk before you can run. And, you know, Pep won multiple Carabao Cups. It was a way of winning a trophy before the season ends. It encourages the team then for the rest of the season. And your Sakas, your Martinellis, your Odegaard, you have them big moments. You might score the winner in a cup final. That's going to live with you for the rest of your life. It's going to push you to the next level. I just think we're trying to do too much. I think we should have tried to win the Carabao Cups and FA Cups and learnt how to win. And it would make us understand these big games more and how to manage them. So, listen, very disappointing, very flat. For me, I mean, the Kroenkes were in the stadium tonight. Stan, I couldn't believe Stan was there. What is he thinking? Is he thinking, no problem, top 4, got the money, LA Rams, Denver Nuggets, NBA playoffs for the Nuggets? Or is he thinking, I've spent 700 million and that's what I've got? Or is he here to give Arteta a new contract? He's got a year left in the summer. Wouldn't surprise me if it was that. We're on a merry-go-round. We're stuck on there. We can't get off. People online, oh, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So what does that mean? We stick with him for another 2-3 years saying, well, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. We're Arsenal Football Club. One of the biggest clubs in the world. We should be winning things. We should be demanding major trophies as often as possible, giving everything. You don't always win, that's fair. Are we doing everything to win? 65 million Havertz. People tried to justify it because he had a good 6 weeks. That signing was not good enough. That signing was not good enough. You know, and I think now we need a striker. We don't have a prolific striker at the club. Saka needs genuine competition. I think his comfort zone, he knows he can put in any kind of performance and stay in the team. David Raya kept a number of clean sheets. I'm still not sure whether he's the goalkeeper that takes us to a league title. I don't think he's anywhere near the level of Alisson and Ederson and players like that. We need a left back, unless Timber plays there, but I'm not sure. He's been out for a year, and it's not his natural position. I think we also need a midfielder with some energy that can pass, that can help Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice does more running in the Arsenal team than he did in the West Ham team. He had Souček and players like that doing running with him. At Arsenal, you've got Jorginho, who I think should be let go in the summer. There's a reason Chelsea were willing to let him run down his contract. His legs aren't there. He can't run. It's good on the ball at times, but if you press him, he struggles. And we need a high-quality centre midfielder as well. And I don't understand why Partey's not getting game time. But frustrating. We need to sell some players. But for now, 6 games in the league. Try and win all 6. Are you confident it can happen? Who was your man of the match tonight? Saliba and Declan Rice, the only 2 players for me that come out with any credit. The rest were below average. Let me know what you think. Is the season over? Or can we win the league? We go again at the weekend. Wolves away. But yeah, take care.